kick right in front of the goal, and it's in.
Back in, cuts to his corner, take the shot, he scores!
Welcome, volleyball fans. We're here at Peters Township High School, where tonight your Indians take on the Bethel Park Blackhawks. Tonight we have the pleasure of welcoming senior defensive specialist Maggie Kuhn. Welcome, Maggie.
Hello.
So, Maggie, we have a few questions for you before tonight's match begins. First question is, what is the strategy to win tonight's match against a tough Bethel Park team?
Well, tonight we should probably play really smart and have a very strong offensive.
Awesome. And now, for this season, as a team, what are your goals?
Well, we all want to hopefully make playoffs and just go from there, just do our best.
Excellent, that sounds great. And one final question for you. I'm sure the audience at home wants to know, as a defensive specialist, what's it feel like to make that great diving save where you put the ball up perfectly to the center? What's that feel like?
It's probably one of the best feelings in the world, but also scary, and probably half the time my eyes are closed.
Awesome. Well, good luck with tonight's match.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome their neighbors, the Bethel Park Blackhawks. Tonight you'll see some of the best volleyball on a Tuesday night in Washington County. Please also welcome the 7th and 8th grade Peters Township girls volleyball teams. This match is being filmed for Channel 7 here at Peters. Check out ptct7.com for all broadcast times. Also, check out the new YouTube channel. First, let's welcome the players from Bethel Park. Number 10, Elsie Eason. Number 28, Caitlin Mahal. Number 25, Madeline Marzina. Number 16, Megan Shakespeare. Number 2, Maddie Grego. Number 21, Lucia Papagno. Number 1, Riley Sullivan. Number 4, Alexa Spoka. Number 3, Maddie McDaniel. Number 24, Brenna Mako. Number 7, Jackie Kobler. Number 6, Jessie Kobler. Number 14, Aaliyah Brown. And number 8, Emma Kozowski. Head coach is Brooke Morocco. Assistant coach Kim Manning. And now your Peters Township Indians. Number 16, Abby Willar. Number 20, Annabelle Powell. Number 18, Ella Taylor. Number 7, Madison Tuscone. Number 19, Alex Ostiani. Number 4, Izzy Myers. Number 21, Kyle Key. Number 26, Jocelyn Jakovic. Number 10, Erin Herpy. Number 28, Leah Cheek. Number 11, Lauren Valente. Number 13, Emmy Pastina. Number 18, Natalie Klein. Number 22, Jill Yates. Number 5, Maggie Kuhn. Number 30, Abby Cruikshank. Number 17, Sarah Campbell. And number 12, Celine Wong. Our first referee this evening is Mike Brown. Our second referee is Virginia Roth. Please be kind to your referees. Would everyone please stand if you're able and remove your hats for our national anthem. Our singer this evening is Nolan Taylor, a junior here at Peters. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
And welcome again, volleyball fans, here at Peters Township High School. Tonight, your Lady Indians take on the Bethel Park Blackhawks. Tonight, we welcome Mr. Steve Campbell. Welcome, Steve.
Good evening, everyone in television land. It's a pleasure to be here, as always, to see the Blackhawks playing Peters Township. Hope to see a really good game tonight.
And this is Jeff Lindinger. Steve will be providing color commentary tonight and deep insight into the game of volleyball. First serve by the Blackhawks. Perfect set by Plaskina. Out to Tassone. Tassone gets a big kill over the block.
Start out with an early substitution.
Plaskina back to serve. Plaskina Jr. and one of the setters for Peters. Outside set into the big block of Valentic and Willott.
That's a solid play right there.
Plaskina again just clears the net. And there's an overpass. Again, Valentic, big, powerful tower at the net, Steve.
Valentic is just a powerful force up there at the net right now. She's like the Great Wall, man. She just stops it all.
Outside set. That's a roll across court. Crookshank. Plaskina. Tassone. Picked up by Bethel Park. Outside set. Into the block again. There's that Great Wall, Steve.
I don't know what she was fed for dinner tonight, but I think it might have been raw meat. She's just owning it up at the front line.
Indians lead by 4-0 in set number 1. This match is the best of 5. First 4 sets to 25, win by 2. Fifth and final set, if needed, is to win by 2 to 15. Back set, Willott. Willott rolls it short, picked up by Bethel Park. That's a roll. Tassone has it. Plaskina. Back to Blonde. Blonde rolls it down the line, picked up by Bethel Park. Back bump set, and that's out of bounds. 5-0 is our score.
That was a really good play by Tassone. She was going after that ball, but she had the court presence to recognize that the ball may be going out. She put her left foot on the line and allowed the ball to cross over her and out of bounds.
Trouble on Bethel Park's side. They're having all sorts of trouble with that serve, Steve. That set's tight. And a one-handed set by Plaskina. Killed by Valentic.
Valentic is having a night tonight.
And there's a timeout called by the Blackhawks here in set number 1. We'll be back in 1 second. And we're back from the first timeout called by Bethel Park. 6-0 is our score. The Indians lead. That's a double contact on the set. That ball's spinning sideways. That usually distinguishes it as a double contact.
Yeah, the ref just did not make that call, and unfortunately it's a side out for Bethel Park. Has the ball now. The ball was just blocked outside.
Perfect pass by Crookshank. Valentic blocked, picked up by Peters. That's out to Willott, who rolls it short. Blackhawks have it. There's a back set that's rolled to Blonde. Perfect pass to Plaskina. Out to Tassone. And Tassone gets the kill.
That was in the perfect spot, right between the 5 and the 6 spot on the court. And there are numbers on the court, just for the people who aren't familiar. Number 1 is where the server is. 2 is front court. 3 is the middle. 4 is left front court. 5 is in the back. And 6 is back middle. Her ball was right in between 6 and 5.
Indians playing with a lot of confidence as they lead 8-1 here in set number 1.
They're coming out really strong compared to some of the other games. Typically, Peters has been slow to start, but I don't know what they ate for dinner tonight, but they are on fire.
Great save by Tassone and put over by Plaskina. Blackhawks have it. Another questionable set on Blackhawks. Willott has it. That's rolled out of bounds. Looks like there was a touch there. No touch called.
Touch. Yeah, I can't believe that.
That ball jumped up in the air after it hit the fingers of the Bethel Park blocker. It's one of the ways you can notice it. Outside, out to Blonde. Blonde rolls it deep, and that is out by inches. 8-3 is our score.
Just a little bit. I mean, it was maybe 2-3 inches out of bounds.
Deep serve down the line. Tassone has it. Plaskina Valentic picked up by Bethel Park, and that ball drops back down.
That's it. That's the way you run it. When you're passing well, you can run your middle. Running that middle is so crucial in volleyball because it keeps the other team from being able to put up a double block on your outside attackers.
Yates into serve. Keene steps into the front row to hit. Deep serve down the middle. Blackhawks have it. Outside set. Cross court, and that ball's in. Is there anything the Indians could have done there to adjust for that hit?
That was really a good hit. I mean, they could have rotated a little bit more to pick that up. But you're going to have seams in any defense, and Bethel Park was just able to exploit it.
Trouble on the Indian side now. Blonde rolls it short, almost gets the kill. Free ball coming over. That's rolled out of bounds. Point for the Indians. Substitutions. Herpy steps in to set. Jakovic steps into the front row to hit. Indians lead by 6. Set number 1. Nice serve by Herpy. That ball didn't move at all, Steve. No spin on that ball. Perfect knuckleball.
That's a perfect knuckleball. There's a couple of standard serves you see. You'll see a knuckleball, which Herpy's excellent at. You can see there's no rotation on that ball. And then there's a topspin serve or jump serve. And then you've got a jump float, which puts a lot of velocity on the ball like a jump serve does, but it's flat, and they're really difficult to pass.
And that ball is hit out of bounds by the Indians as the girls run to save it. Indians still lead by 6. Set number 1 score is 11-5. We're almost halfway through this first set. Right to the middle. Blonde, perfect pass to Plaskina. To Keene, who sails that out of bounds.
I think she was swinging, trying to get hands. I don't think she was necessarily trying to even put the ball on the court. I think she saw two pair of hands up there and thought, I'll just swing at the hands and see if I can get a touch.
Plaskina has it. Blonde gets the kill.
Tell you what, that was a really good set by Herpy. The ball was tight to the net, and she did a really good job staying out of the net but reaching her hands over to be able to push that ball back to the weak side so Blonde could make that kill.
Blonde serving. Cross court to Yates. To Herpy. Back to Blonde. Blonde rolls it down the middle. Picked up by the Blackhawks outside set. Blonde has it again. Herpy has it. Sends it almost over the net.
That's a tough situation. That ball is kind of no man's land when it's over the tape like that. A lot of times what you see is what they call a joust, where you get two players go up and try to push the ball over to the other side of the net. In this particular case, Tassone was off balance and wasn't able to do that.
Yates, Herpy, outside set Tassone. That set not high enough. Tassone has to bump it over. Free ball coming over. That's Tassone. Herpy, back to Tassone. Tassone almost gets that kill. Picked up by the Blackhawks. And right off the hands. No, there's a net violation called on the Indians. Second referee steps halfway into the court to make that call.
Yeah, well, it's so loud here, I guess you needed to get closer.
Haven't seen that one before. Indians still lead. Scores 12-8. Their lead is down to 4. Yates to Herpy. To Keene. And hits the top of the tape. Bounces back on the Indian side.
The ball was just hit a little bit flat. You could actually see, typically you want the rotation rolling forward. That ball was actually rotating backwards.
Deep serve down the middle. Yates has it. Herpy picks it up to Blonde. Blonde rolls it deep. Picked up by the Blackhawks. Outside set. Cross court. Picked up by Yates. And looks like a little bit of an error there on Blackhawks side.
We'll call that a kill for Yates. As a backcourt specialist, you need to try to get as many kills as you can. That's one way to do it.
That does count as a kill for the team and for Yates. Absolutely right. Indians lead is back up to 4. Crookshank serving. Short serve by Crookshank. Picked up nicely by the Blackhawks. Middle set. Around the block. Blonde has it again. And that's out of bounds. Indians lead by 5. Set number 1. Crookshank again. Down the middle. Short again. Outside set. No, it's a back set. Off the tape. Picked up by Herpy. That's to Blonde. To Tassone. Tassone rolls it down the line. and that's outside the antenna. And in every country in the world, that is out of bounds.
That is out of bounds. When the ball is to the outside of the antenna, that's what those antennas are for, to give you an idea of whether or not the ball is in play or out of play.
Right down the line. Perfect pass by Cruikshank. Pluskina.
Oh.
That's set just a little bit too high for Valenic.
Just a little bit, which is surprising because she's so tall. She pretty much catches everything.
Indians lead is down to 3. We're a little more than halfway through set number 1. There's a service error on the Blackhawks. Substitutions. Willott steps into the front row to hit. Pluskina steps into the back row to serve and set.
A lot of communication, a lot of talking on both sides of the court. You can hear them laying out who's hitting, who's setting, who's passing.
Pluskina jump float down the middle. Trouble on the Blackhawk side. Free ball coming over. Cruikshank. Pluskina has to track it down. Willott sends it deep. That's a double contact on the Bethel Park setter.
Well, he called a double contact that time, but I don't think it really would have mattered. That ball was going to get blocked. That block was textbook. It was sealed up tight, and there was nowhere for that hitter to go.
Outside set. Off the block. There's that textbook block, Steve.
Yeah, that unbelievable. They're playing really well at the front line today. The blocks are tight. They're swinging well. In backcourt, I mean, it all starts with that pass. They're passing the ball excellent tonight.
Pluskina continues to serve. That's off the block of Valentic. She was way up there that time.
Oh, yeah.
Ball drops down onto the Indian side. Indians still lead by 5, 17-12. Let's see if they can get it back right here. Deep serve. Cruikshank. Pluskina. Valentic reaches high, grabs that ball, pushes it down. And that's rolled into the corner there on the Indian side.
That was definitely a hard-fought point. Bethel Park was really pushing hard to try to get that. And Peters Township just wasn't in the position to save the point.
Right to Blonde. Perfect pass. Pluskina. Outside set to Willott. Willott powers it through.
She just muscled that ball. She took a full swing and just drove the blocker's hands back onto her side of the court so the ball could drop on their side and score a point for Peters Township.
Tassone serving right down the middle. And there's an ace by Tassone.
They're just lighting it up tonight.
Playing with a lot of intensity, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. They all have smiles on their faces. Let's see if they can carry that through for the next few sets. Back set. That's rolled out of bounds. Indians lead 20-13, set number 1. And there's the second and final timeout called by Bethel Park here in set number 1. Indians lead by 7. We'll be right back. And we're back from the second and final timeout called by Bethel Park here in set number 1. 2013 is our score. Tassone continues to serve. And big booming hit down the line by Bethel Park. They get it back. Indians lead by 6. Looks like we're going to have some in-between set entertainment by the Bethel Park, or the, Peters Township dance team here. Lined up over by the scorers table. Tassone, Pluskina, and Willott sails it deep.
Yeah, it's always a nice thing to have the dance team come out, or the cheer team, just to put on a little show in between the games. So while Bethel Park and Peters Township are figuring out what they're going to do for the next set, you get the entertainment for the crowd.
Cruikshank, Tassone, Blonde. She rolls it short, gets the kill. That's all it takes, Steve. You don't need power. You don't need to place placing the ball is perfect right there.
It's all about court presence and understanding where the other team is on the court and trying to find that open spot. Sometimes you pound it in. Other times you can just kind of roll it or just kind of dink it into play to get that point. The points are the same no matter what.
Speaking of a point, there's an ace by Joe Yates. Indians lead 22-15. 3 more points. they'll take this first set away from Bethel Park. Deep serve by Yates, picked up nicely by Bethel Park. There's a dump by the Bethel Park setter. I expected that one.
Yeah, they should have been prepared for that. Whenever there's trouble, you always have to watch for somebody trying to dump it over on two because nothing else seems to be working, so you got to try something different.
Yates, perfect pass. Pluskina, Blonde, off the block, picked up by Yates again. Pluskina has it to Willott. Willott sends it right in the middle. Back set right to Pluskina, to Yates, to Blonde, who rolls it deep, picked up by Bethel Park. Middle set, dinks short. Pluskina has it to Yates, to Blonde. Here we go. Cross court with the kill. I could just sense something there, Steve. You can see it in her eyes. She was going to get that kill no matter what.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you sit there, you feed Blonde enough, she is going to get kills.
Herpy back to serve. Jakovic steps into the front row to hit. 2 more points and the Indians win this first set. Trouble on Bethel Park side. Almost a double contact. Big booming hit down the line.
He's being really, really lenient with the double contacts tonight.
Yep, been pretty loose with the set, so let's make sure they play it fairly and call it on both sides like that.
Yeah, he's being consistent, which is a good thing. But typically, you call a double contact if the ball rotates more than 1.5 times around.
Wow, that was a beautiful hit by Blonde. I don't know if you saw that ball crossed over her body. She turned her wrist outward so she can go right down the line.
That is textbook for a righty hitting on the weak side or the right-hand side of the court.
Blonde serving, goes deep with it, picked up by Bethel Park. That's an overpass. Keene has it. Herpy to Blonde, picked up by Bethel Park. Middle set, into the block, picked up by Yates. Unfortunately, the ball goes under the net.
Yates was probably about 2 inches away from being able to pick that ball and bringing it back up so that Peters Township would be able to make a play off of that. It is set point, though. They get a side out here, it'll end the match, or end the set.
Right down the middle to Yates. Off the net, picked up by Herpy. Great save by Herpy. Sent deep. Bethel Park has it. They have a free ball coming out of the middle. And Herpy and Blonde try to make diving save. That ball drops down into the donut portion of the court.
Yeah, the donut area is really the middle of the court. The way defenses are set up, they're set up in kind of a perimeter defense. And that leaves the open, the middle of the court open.
Cross court to Sohn. Herpy. Jakovic sends it down the line. Picked up by Bethel Park. Back set. Think short. Yates has it. To Herpy. To Tassone. Tassone gets the final kill here in set number 1. The Indians win the first set 25-19. Steve, any comments about this first set?
That was an excellent first set. They came out strong. They played hard. They communicated. Passing was on point. Everything was perfect. It was terrific first set.
Indians win that first set. 2 more sets and they'll win the match. Let's hope they can sweep here at home. We'll be right back. Actually, we're
Varsity dance team.
They'll probably move a lot, so you can even zoom out a little more if you want. Doesn't really matter. What is it? Like I said, it's usually not that inconvenient to do. Like it's usually just right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the varsity dance team.
And folks, we'll be right back in about 2.5 minutes for the start of set number 2. And we're back at the start of set number 2. Jill Yates serving for the Indians. Indians won set number 1. Dumped over on 2 by the Bethel Park setter, Pluskina Valentic. And that's a carry catch. And there's a third hit underneath the net. Yeah, refs letting them get away with a lot here tonight, Steve.
Yeah, that's one of the tough things about volleyball is it really becomes subjective as far as the lifts and the double contact. So the real key is that it's consistent. They try to be as consistent as they can, but sometimes some refs are tougher than others.
That's a hitting error by Tassone into the net. The score is 1-1, set number 2. Again, this is best of 5 match. First 3 sets to 25, win by 2. Fifth and final set, if needed, is to 15, win by 2. Blonde, Pluskina, back to Herpy, who rolls it over. Outside set, off the block, and in.
That was a solid hit by number 4 on Bethel Park. You could actually watch the wrists of Peters Township players go back from the ball making contact with their hands.
Deep serve. Blonde has a perfect pass to Pluskina. Out to Tassone. Tassone off the block, back down onto the Indian side. Indians, there's something going on with them this set, Steve. They just don't have that energy or intensity they had in set number 1.
Just starting out a little bit on the slow side. What they need to do is they need to get some big plays, some big things to happen to swing that momentum. Momentum in volleyball is such an important thing.
That was a dump by Pluskina off the top of the block. Picked up by Tassone. That ball goes under the net. Point for Bethel Park. They lead 4-1.
I think one of the things that you're seeing, too, in this second set, Peters Township, when they're going up to block, they're throwing their hands up as opposed to throwing their hands up and out over the net.
A little bit of a timing error there with Valentic and Pluskina. Outside set for Bethel Park. Off the block and down. Bethel Park just keeps feeding their outside hitter.
For as fast as Peters Township started that first set, Bethel Park starting the second set out really quick. Score being 5-1 already. 6-1.
And that's sent backwards.
Wait.
Saved by Yates. Blonde sends it over. Nice save by the Indians. Free ball coming over. Not enough. 4 hits on Bethel Park. Great save by the Indians.
That is a huge, huge play. Yates not quitting on that ball is the main reason that they got that point.
And there's almost an ace that's sent over by Willott. That's a double contact.
And Ruth.
And Valentic was there anyway.
She had it completely covered.
Bethel Park having trouble. Free ball coming over. That's to Tassone. Pluskina. Blonde hitting out of the back row. Blonde gets the kill. Indians down by only 1, set number 2. Deep serve by Pluskina. Trouble again on Bethel Park side. Blonde, perfect pass. Pluskina. Valentic off the block, picked up by Bethel Park. Outside set, free ball coming over. Yates, Pluskina, Tassone, picked up by Bethel Park. That's a double contact, no call made. Free ball coming over. And that's shanked into the stands. That's a little karma there, Steve.
Yes, it is. We've got it all tied up. It's just going to be a simple game to 20 now.
Usually it's the first one to 20 wins the set.
Yeah, typically when you're looking at the averages, if you assume each team are equal, you got a 50-50 shot of getting the point. So if the first team that gets to 20, especially if it's like 20-16, that's usually the person who's going to win.
It's a nice stat there. Sent over by Willard, picked up nicely by Bethel Park. Off the top of the block, Pluskina to Yates. To Sohn. Tries to go cross court with it. That's set a little too far outside the antenna.
Yeah, it's actually interesting when you start talking about the getting to 20 and knowing that you're going to win, how volleyball's changed over the years. Back in the 1895 when it was developed, they played to 21, and then in 1906 they moved it to 15 with the whole side out thing, and now they've shifted to 25.
Outside set to Sohn. That's rolled short, picked up by Bethel Park. Free ball, and that's out of bounds. It's a very technical sport. The positions are pretty tough to learn. You know, bump set, pass sounds simple, but there's a lot of nuances to this game. Outside set over the block, picked up by Tassone. Pluskina, perfect set to Blonde. Picked up nicely by the Blackhawks. Outside set, off the block and down. Again, the outside hitter for Bethel Park, dominating from the left side.
You're right. There are such nuances. It can be as simple as how you position your hands, or how you're contacting the ball off of your forearms, and it's just changed over the years. The game in general.
Outside set to Blonde. Blonde off the block, picked up by the Blackhawks. Outside set, off the block and out of bounds. Point for Bethel Park. They lead by 1 here in set number 2. Jump float down the middle. Yates has it. Pluskina. Valentic pushes it over. Back row set. Picked up by Tassone. Pluskina, double contact. Looks like that ball was a little bit slippery there.
Well, it is a little hot in the gym, so the girls are sweating pretty good. And if you have a forearm pass and you've got sweat on your arms, you get the ball wet, it makes it tough to set the ball.
Deep serve. Tassone has it. Pluskina tracks it down. Blonde rolls it right down the line. Picked up by the Blackhawks. Free ball out of bounds. Point to the Indians.
You could actually see Willott was looking to get that ball, and she had the presence of mind to keep her hands down because she looked like she really wanted to go up and get it.
Keene steps it in the front row. Crookshank back to serve. Indians down by 1, set number 2. Let's see if they can get some of that momentum back here. Crookshank deep serve down the middle. Trouble on Bethel Park side. Outside set. That's cross court. Blonde. Willott tries to roll it over. Unfortunately, that ball never clears the net.
That's the key with those finesse shots. Sometimes you can just be a little too finessey with it, and you don't get the ball over the net.
And short serve off the tape and down for the ace. I know they made that rule a couple decades ago.
Yeah, and that's a gimme point. I mean, if you can hit it off the top of the tape and drop it down, there's no way to defend that.
Keene tries to roll a deep touch on Bethel Park, but no touch called by the first referee. Blackhawks lead by 4. Set number 2 scores 12-8. Back set to Willott. Picked up nicely by Bethel Park. Outside set into the block. Picked up by Bethel Park again. That's rolled deep. Pluskina has it. Crookshank to Willott. Rolls it short down the line. Picked up by Bethel Park. Back set down the line. Crookshank. Pluskina. Tassone. Who gets the kill?
You talk about different changes within volleyball. That backcourt attack is now becoming more and more prevalent on all the different high school and college teams. They're using the backcourt players as another attacker. They just leave behind the 10-foot line.
That's Herpy. Picked up by Bethel Park. Back set over the block. Picked up by Tassone to Herpy. Back to Jakovic. Picked up by Bethel Park again. There's a double contact again.
Wow.
Crookshank has it. Off the block. Picked up by Bethel Park. Into the block. Sent back over to the Indian side. That ball drops down right inside the line for a point for the Indians.
That is karma there. That ball was spinning around, looked like an outside jump shot.
Right down the middle, picked up by Bethel Park. Over the block, picked up by Tassone to Herpy. And double contact called.
That double contact was the same as the double contact Bethel Park had.
We need some
in the previous
consistency
play.
here from our first referee. Let's see if we get it now. Yeah, I've counted at least half a dozen double contacts on the setup for Bethel Park, Steve.
Yeah, there have been a lot.
Jump float, Blonde has it. A little bit of miscommunication there.
Nice
Save
play
by
by
Crookshank. A one-arm save by Crookshank. And the block out of bounds.
That was so close. Keene just needed to turn those hands in.
And the point.
Called a net violation on Bethel Park. So it's a point for Peters Township.
Was it a net violation, or he may have called it that never hit their hands and went out of bounds off the net?
He called a net violation.
Net violation?
Yeah.
Or hits. Crookshank, Herpy, Tassone gets the ball in while a big cross-court hit.
Big kill. I tell you what, she hits the ball with bad intentions. She really does.
That's called having a heavy hand there.
Oh, yeah.
Gets angry at the ball, puts it down. Sent over by Tassone. Picked up by Bethel Park. Free ball coming over. And again, communication on the Indian side just not there. They're running into each other.
Yeah, I guess it's better than the alternative where both people are staring at the ball watching it hit the ground.
Good point. At least they're going for it. That's right. Indians down by 2, set number 2. Deep serve to Blonde. That's an overpass.
Whoa!
And Bethel Park makes them pay for that. Jump float to Blonde. Herpy tracks it down. Back to Blonde. Blonde rolls across court, picked up by the Blackhawks. Back row set. Sent over on 1, picked up by Crookshank to Herpy. Sends it over on 2, and that's out of bounds. Timeout called by head coach Ashley Green for the Indians. They're down by 4 in set number 2. We'll be right back. And we're back in set number 2. First timeout called by head coach Ashley Green. Indians down by 4, 16-12. Bethel Park continues to serve. That's a deep serve to Kuhn. To Blonde, puts it deep, picked up by the Blackhawks. Free ball coming over. Blonde has it out to Tassone. Tassone off the top of the block, picked up by Bethel Park. Middle set, around the block and down for the kill.
Everybody was running around over there kind of like the Keystone Cops. They just left that corner wide open. There wasn't anybody within 10 feet.
So Maggie Kuhn stepped in the match for the first time this evening, Steve. We heard from her earlier before the match, talking about the strategy to win tonight's match, the goals for the team this season, and then what it feels like to get that perfect pass as a senior defensive specialist. Down the middle, Kuhn sends it over, picked up by the Blackhawks. Outside set, off the block, Kuhn has it. Pluskina, Tassone, picked up by the Blackhawks again. Outside set, off the block. Crookshank sends it over on 1. Free ball coming over. That ball is back down on the Bethel Park side. Pluskina has it to Blonde. Blonde rolls it deep. Bethel Park has it again. Middle set off the block. Kuhn has it. Crookshank. Tassone sends it over on 3. Diving save by Bethel Park. And that point belongs to the Indians.
That was a hard-fought point right there. Talk about Maggie Kuhn for a little bit. She's a senior and she's been playing now for Peters Township for 4 years. She's just one of the solid passers on the team. She can really help the team run an effective offense by putting the ball on target.
Outside set, big block is up, back down on the Bethel Park side. Free ball coming over. Let's see if the Indians can do something with it. Kuhn, Pluskina, Valentic, and Valentic gets the big kill. You almost had one of the players in the fan there.
There is nothing that gets momentum moving than a big block or a big hit out of the middle. Because that big hit, it just demoralizes the other team.
Indians down by 3, set number 2. Yates continues to serve down the middle. Trouble on Bethel Park side. There's a roll. Picked up by Blonde. Sent over on 2 by Ploskina. And that hits the antenna, and that's out of bounds.
Ashley Green shifted the offense up a little bit too. They're now running a 5-1 with Ploskina in the front. She's setting out of the front, which means she's also able to be an attacker as well.
Yates again down the middle. Indians down by only 2 now. And that's out of bounds. Hits outside the antenna. Indians down by only 1. Yates serves. Again, nice serve by Yates. Picked up nicely by the Blackhawks. Outside set and right through the block and down. 18-16 is our score.
It's still tight. This is anybody's game right now.
Deep serve by Yates. Kuhn has it, puts it up for Tassone. Tassone goes cross court with it. Bethel Park picks it up. Free ball coming over. Kuhn has it. Perfect pass to Ploskina. To Valentic. Blocked. Picked up by Blonde. And Ploskina gets the big block at the net.
Ploskina's about 5'3", but I think she's got a 36-inch vertical jump. She just really blocked that ball. Wow.
Indians down by 1. And that ball served out of bounds. Looked like she had a little bit of adrenaline there after that block.
Oh, yeah, but it was close. It was really close.
Indians down by 2, set number 2, 19-17. Down the middle, Yates, Ploskina, Valentic, and that's down for the kill. That ball not high enough, but Valentic adjusted her swing to get that ball in.
Yeah, she just kind of jousted that ball over, just kind of pushed it over. There was nobody in that spot. I think she knew that was coming all along.
Tassone serving. Free ball. Yates, Ploskina, and Willott gets the big kill, hitting out of the right side. Our score's all tied up now, Steve, 19 apiece.
That's it. It's anybody's game. It's going to come down to who wants this most. There it is.
I think we deserve that. Bethel Park had one earlier in this set. That's an ace.
Turnabout's fair play. They're calling a timeout.
First timeout called by the Blackhawks here in set number 2. Indians lead by 1, 20-19. We'll be right back. And we're back from the first timeout called. We have 1 timeout each left here in set number 2. Indians lead 20-19. Tassone is serving. Indians won the first set 25-19. Let's see if they can win the second one. Short serve by Tassone. Trouble on Bethel Park side. Free ball coming over. No! That ball never clears the net. Point for the Indians. They lead by 2.
That's just what you need to have happen. When the other team calls a timeout, they're really kind of trying to ice the server and let them think about it, much like football and a field goal kick. And to get that point, that's a big, big thing.
Outside set. Block is up. Sent back onto the Indian or the Bethel Park side, but a net violation called on Valentic.
You could actually see all the way up here, you could see that net just bouncing.
Indians still lead by 1. Yates, perfect pass. Ploskina sends it over on 2. Off the block, picked up by Blonde. Ploskina back to Blonde. Blonde goes cross court with it, picked up by the Blackhawks. Free ball coming over. That's short to Blonde. Ploskina. Bethel Park has it. And that's a net point for the Indians. They lead by 2. Set number 2.
Moving right along, getting closer and closer to 25.
Keene steps into the front row. Crookshank to serve. Deep serve by Crookshank. Out of bounds by about 6 inches. Indians still lead by 1, 22-21. Short serve, Blonde, Poskina, back to Blonde, who goes off the hands of Bethel Park and down for the kill.
That's it. She's definitely a go-to person. Whenever the game's on the line, you want to throw it over to Blonde.
She's shown a lot of leadership here this evening, a lot of growth over the past 2 years, playing for the Indians for the past 4 years, now a senior.
Yeah, there's been a lot of growth on the team overall. I mean, Keene, as a sophomore, starting as a middle, she's playing really, really well. She's a breath of fresh air.
And that there was the second and final timeout called by Bethel Park here in set number 2. The Indians lead by 2. We'll be right back. And we're back from the second and final timeout called by the Blackhawks here in set number 2. Kuhn serving. Deep serve picked up by the Blackhawks. Cruikshank has it. Poskina to Blonde. Blonde goes cross court with it. Unfortunately, just out of bounds.
That ball was just set behind her, and it makes it tough to hit the ball. She had to hit the ball from behind her head, and that's why the ball floated and it didn't drive down onto the court.
Indians lead by 1, 23-22. Let's see if they can slide out here and get the next point. Kuhn, perfect pass. Poskina, Blonde, off the block and down for the kill. Big, booming hit by Blonde.
Yeah, she's just not afraid to swing, man. But she got a double block. She's just going to swing twice as hard, and she's going to muscle it through the block.
And now we're looking at set point here in set number 2. 24-22, Blonde serving. Short serve down the middle. Picked up nicely by the Blackhawks. Outside set. And that ball is out of bounds. Final point for the Indians here in set number 2. They lead 2-0. They win this second set 25-22. Steve, wrap-up comments for set number 2.
Team started off a little bit on the slow side. They fought their way back. They went back to the way they were playing in the first set. Ashley Green made a few changes. She moved from running a 6-2 offense with 2 backcourt setters to a 5-1. I think that kind of screwed with Bethel Park a little bit, and they were fortunate enough to win the game.
A lot of fans here this evening, including the 7th and 8th grade middle school volleyball teams. We also had the dance team. We also had Nolan Taylor, a junior here at Peters and a member of the boys volleyball team, sing the national anthem right before the match. And we'll be right back in about 2 minutes for the start of set number 3. And we're back, start of set number 3. Indians lead 2-0. That set just not high enough for Valentic. First point.
She was forcing that ball. She really probably should have pushed that ball to the outside. She was not where the setter's supposed to be standing. She was closer to the 10-foot line, but she was trying to make something happen, forcing the ball to Valentic.
Passon gets it right back off the block, down for the kill. Willott steps into the front row. Poskina back to serve. If the Indians were able to win this third set, they'll win the match. Free ball coming over. Passon, Poskina, and there's that big kill by Valentic.
There it is. Middles win games. If you're passing the ball well and you can run an effective middle, you are going to win matches.
Poskina serving again. Trouble again on Bethel Park side. Free ball coming over. Passon. Poskina saves it. Valentic sails it deep. Our score is 2 apiece here in set number 3.
Just needed to take a little bit off of that.
Indians struggling this year as a team. However, Bethel Park is ranked 4th in the Whippeals overall. So it'll be a huge win for the Indians if they're able to win this match tonight.
Absolutely. They're playing lights out volleyball. They're passing perfect. They're running their offense, and they're dictating the tempo of the game, and that's really why they're ahead.
Another double contact on the set and right into the net. Again, first referee letting a lot go on those sets.
Yeah, he's been letting them go the whole match.
Stone serving again. Indians lead by 2, set number 2. Off the block of Valente, picked up by Bethel Park, and that's a double contact by Bethel Park.
Well, he had to call that a double contact because that set was down at the chest. You need to set the ball over your head if you're going to do an overhand pass.
Indians lead by 3, set number 3. Tassone serving again. There's an overpass. Valentic there for the block. Free ball coming over. Down the middle. Tassone, perfect pass. Pluskina. Valentic. Duck. Looks like she was ducked there on that hit attempt.
It appeared as though they were going to run a free ball play or something, and Valentic wasn't thinking that ball was going to her. And Pluskina, I think she was setting a 31, thinking that Valentic was going to be out further.
Lon has it. Perfect pass. Valentic picked up by the Blackhawks. Outside set. Off the block and out of bounds.
Just need to turn those hands in. You've got to direct the ball. If you allow the ball to direct where it's going to go, the ball's going to go out almost all the time.
Indians lead is down to 1. Blonde has it. Great save by Blonde. Pluskina back to Blonde, who rolls it short. Back set. Through the block and down for the kill. Now we're all tied up in set number 3, 5 apiece. Again, Indians won the first 2 set in this match. If they're able to win this 3rd set, they win the match. Pluskina back to a lot sort of, I don't know what that was, paintbrushed it over?
That was a good miss. That's what that was.
Still counts as a kill in the record books.
That's right.
Yates steps in to serve. Keene into the front row to hit. Deep serve by Yates. Picked up nicely by Bethel Park. Try to send over on 2. Free ball goes deep with it. Indians lead by 1. There's a back set. Tassone has it. Pluskina. Willott again paintbrushes it over. Back set. And into the net and down.
It's working, but she's hitting the ball on the underside of it, so she's putting rotation backwards on the ball. She needs to hit on top of the ball and reach over it.
Deep serve picked up nicely by the Blackhawks. That's a free ball coming over. Into the net. Indians lead by 3, set number 3. Nice pass by the Blackhawks. Back set. Around the block and down for the kill. Just out of the reach of Emmy Pluskina.
That was a good hit. It was in the seam of the defense.
Indians lead by 2 early here in set number 3. Tassone. Pluskina tracks it down. Willott. That ball was rolling, and she tried to hit it. Just didn't contact it high enough, Steve, and hit it into the net.
Yeah. That's tough. She's also running it across her body, too. Oop.
And that goes right off Yates' hands, out of bounds. Ace for Bethel Park. Scores 8-8.
I think there's going to be a referee substitution here shortly. We've got 2 new referees ready to come in.
Right down the middle, Tassone, Pluskina, Willott, and Willott gets the big kill cross court right around that block.
I believe there's actually a soccer match going on right now, too. It must have just ended.
It may be raining out there. I wonder if it's a rain out or a thunderstorm outside.
That's possible.
Herpy back to serve. Indians lead by 1, set number 3. Jakovic into the front row to hit. Short serve down the middle. Trouble on Bethel Park side. Free ball coming over. That's to Tassone. Pluskina. Juan. There's that senior trying to get that kill. Free ball coming over. Tassone has it. Herpy. And Jakovic unable to reach over Herpy to push that ball over.
Yeah, the one thing about this team is they're a very young team. You've got a lot of freshmen, sophomores that are actually starting. And those are mistakes that will work themselves out as the kids get older.
Outside set off the block, just out of the reach of Herpy's arms. And now the Indians are down by 1 in set number 3. Deep serve down the middle. Yates has it. Perfect pass to Herpy. Outside set to Jakovic. Puts it off the block. And no one there to cover for the Indians. They were actually covering underneath the block.
Well, you're typically taught to crash where the set's going, because if there's a big block, it's going to come down around the hitter. So that spot was just open.
Deep serve to Yates. Herpy to Tassone. Tassone puts it into the net. Looks like Ashley Green looking a little antsy over there. Wonder if she's going to call a timeout now or going to wait for a few more points.
Well, the girls are really they're trying to force things. They're not playing their game. They're trying to make something happen. They need to just play. Go for 2.
And that's sent over on 2 by Herpy. Herpy gets the kill.
They just need to settle down and play the game they've been playing for the last 2 sets, and they would be fine.
Blonde back to serve. Jump float serve down the line. Picked up nicely by the Blackhawks. Outside set. Off the block and over the hands of Herpy. Point for Bethel Park. They lead by 3, set number 3. Jump float, and there's an ace for Bethel Park. They lead by 4. Yates has it, picked up by Tassone, and almost sent over by Herpy. Another ace for Bethel Park. They lead by 5. Set number 3, timeout called by head coach Ashley Green for the Indians. We'll be right back. And we are back from the first timeout called by head coach Ashley Green here in set number 3. Indians down by 5, 15-10. And that there is good coaching, Steve.
Absolutely. You call that timeout. You're trying to change the momentum of the game. You're trying to slow the pace down, give Bethel Park an opportunity to sit there and think about that serve. And a lot of times what will happen is you end up getting a missed serve right after a timeout.
Crookshank serving. Trouble on Bethel Park side. Free ball coming over. That's short. Jakovic. Perfect set by Valentic. Sent over by Tassone. Outside set. Around the block. Crookshank has it to Herpy. To Blonde, who rolls it down the middle. Outside set. And around the block, Bethel Park goes for the kill.
Wow.
Indians down by 5. Herpy outside set to Tassone. Looks like she was just a little awkward jump on that one.
I mean, this is really just, it's amazing. You can see how the passing has changed and how the game is going now that they're not passing as well as they were in the first 2 sets. They need to just settle down, pass the ball.
Willott steps into the front row. Ploskina steps back in to serve and set. Indians down by 5. Set number 3. Let's see if Ploskina can rattle off a few aces here. There's one.
That's one.
Just as the doctor ordered.
3 more.
Indians down by 4.
Get up on her.
And that's out of bounds by about 15, 20 feet.
Yep.
That's another point. Indians down by 3, set
Just
number 3.
need to claw their way back in.
Outside set. Into the block. Touched by Bethel Park. Point for the Indians.
Block. You could actually watch them sweep their arms toward the middle as they were making contact with that ball, keeping it in play and not letting the hitter use their hands to get a touch.
Almost another ace by Pluskina. Free ball coming over. Tassone. Pluskina sends it over on 2. Picked up nicely by Bethel Park. Pluskina has it. Crookshank to Willott, who rolls it short. Picked up by Bethel Park. Free ball coming over. Blonde. Pluskina out to Tassone. Tassone rolls it deep. Back row set. And picked up by the Indians. Unfortunately, not able to get it over on the third hit. Indians down by 3, set number 3. 18-15 is our score. A little bit of moisture on the floor, all cleaned up now. Trying to keep the players safe. And looks like that little delay there iced the server for Bethel Park.
In a sense, they kind of did it to themselves by getting the towel out to clean up. But you know what? You got to do that because water on the gym floor surface is like ice. You can strain ankles and all kinds of different things.
And that ball is set into the antenna. Indians down by only 1 now in this third set. The score is 18-17. Tassone serving again down the middle. And there's an ace by Tassone. How the tide has turned.
It is amazing. Bethel Park sitting there trying to figure out what the heck just happened.
And there's a timeout called by Bethel Park. Their first timeout here in set number 3. It's all tied up at 18 apiece. We'll be right back. And we're back from the first timeout called by Bethel Park. That's 1 timeout apiece here in set number 3. Score is tied 18-18. Tassone continues to serve. Huge serve by Tassone there after the timeout. And there's a huge block by Willott and Valentic.
That is a huge block. I'll tell you what, Valentic was over there, but that was all Willott. She set that block. She owned that.
Tassone continues to rattle off the serves here. There's a back row set, right to Pluskina. Crookshank, back to Pluskina. Pluskina rolls it down the line. There's an overpass. Valentic has it. And the joust goes back down onto the Indian side.
Yeah, Valentic's tall, and she's got the leverage. She needs to muscle that ball back over on the other side. She should have won that joust.
That's a tough one. Usually on a joust, it's the last one who touches the ball wins. And there's a back row attack on the Indians. That's illegal. Pluskina, a back row player, jumping over, hitting the ball above the net. Indians down by 1, set number 3. Short serve. That ball sent over. Free ball coming over. Blonde, Pluskina, Willott. And there's the kill by Willott.
That was a smart play. She saw she had a double block and just went to the left of the block, and it was wide open.
Yates steps in to serve. Keene into the front row to hit. 20 apiece, set number 3. Deep serve by Yates. Trouble on Bethel Park side. Free ball. Somebody's got to get that ball. Nobody runs for that ball. Pluskina, that was not her ball as a setter. She never should take that first ball.
Yeah, she's actually the last person. Unless that ball's hit directly to the setter, anybody should get that ball other than the setter.
Indians down by 1. Short serve. Picked up by Tassone. Pluskina tries to save it.
Get over.
And there's 4 contacts by the Indians. They're down by 2. Set number 3. And there's the second and final timeout call by head coach Ashley Green. Here in set number 3, scores 22-20. Indians are behind. We'll be right back. And we're back from the second and final timeout call by head coach Ashley Green here in set number 3. Pluskina to Blonde. Picked up by Bethel Park. And that's through the block and down for the kill. Point for Bethel Park. Looks like Ashley Green a little bit angry over there. It looks like she thinks there was a net violation on Bethel Park on that one. The net was bouncing a little bit. Keene rolls it short, gets the kill. Excuse me, that was Willott who gets the kill.
Willott's finding some good spots. She's not swinging really hard, but she's placing the ball where Bethel Park isn't, and that's what's scoring the points.
Let's see if Herpy can get a few aces here to finish out the match. Indians down by 2, 23-21, right down the middle. Almost an ace there. Around the block, Yates, Herpy, Tassone rolls it down the middle, picked up by Bethel Park. Free ball coming over. And that ball drops down onto the floor right between the defenders.
Ball was hit right in the seam again.
Thought that was their second and final timeout. That's there. They don't have more timeouts. They have no more timeouts. You already took 2. Second and final timeout called. That could be the final point in this set. Illegal timeout called.
They're letting it go.
And it looks like the referees let it go this time. Nope, yellow card on head coach Ashley Green for a delay of game. That's a necessity if you call a timeout, illegal timeout.
Yep.
So now Bethel Park looking at set point here in set number 3, 24-21. They're leading. Deep serve to Sohn. Perfect pass to Herpy. Back set to Blonde, who dinks it short and gets the kill.
You know, the funny thing is, she called the timeout. She might have even known that she was going to get a yellow card for that. She called the timeout, and the delay was still like having the timeout.
That's a good point. Into the block. 4 contacts called on Bethel Park. Indians down by 1, set number 3.
If there was one person on this team I would want to have serving right now, it's Celine Blonde.
And there's Bethel Park's second and final timeout called here in set number 3. Indians down by 1, 24-23. We'll be right back. And we're back. 0 timeouts left for either team. Blonde serving. Deep serve down the middle by Blonde. Picked up by Bethel Park. Outside set. That's rolled short. Picked up by Herpy to Yates. Blonde sends it over on 3. Sends it short. Picked up nicely by Bethel Park. Middle set. Around the block. Picked up by Herpy to Keene. To Blonde, who rolls across court. Back row attack coming right down the middle. Blonde, Herpy puts it up for Jakovic, who gets the kill.
Gets the kill. All tied up.
All tied up, folks, at 24 apiece here in set number 3. Indians need just 2 more points to win this third set and win the match. Blonde serves again down the middle. Bethel Park having a little bit of trouble with it. Cross court to Blonde. To Herpy. Out to Tassone, who rolls it deep. And that ball is in! Indians lead by 1. Set number 3. We're into overtime, folks. Score is 25-24.
Wow.
Blonde serving again. This could be it, folks. And off the block and down for Bethel Park, 25 apiece, set number 3.
The Blackhawks aren't going to go quiet. This is going to be a battle to the end.
Again, Blackhawks ranked 4th in the WPIALs. Indians, no ranking this year. This will be a huge win at home for the Peters Township girls volleyball team. There's Yates, Herpy, Tassone off the top of the block, picked up by Bethel Park. Outside set.
Get it.
And that's 4 contacts. No call made by the referee. There's picked up by Blonde. To Herpy. Tassone off the block. Picked up. There's a net violation on Bethel Park. No call made. Blocked by Peters. That's put up to Herpy. Tassone, who rolls into the net. Bethel Park leads by 1 on some very poor calls by our first referee this evening.
That was crazy. That was 4 hits and a net violation.
And there's the 27th and final point in set number 3 for Bethel Park. They win set number 3, 27-25. Steve, any comments?
Yuck. That's all I can say. The girls fought hard. Both teams played really well, but that ending was very anticlimactic. It was yuck. That's all I can say.
think the referees controlled the end of the match there, or the end of that set there, by those poor calls or non-calls, if you will, and really cost the Indians that set and possibly the match. We'll see if they can turn it around here coming up in set number 4. We'll be back in a few seconds. And we're back at the start of set number 4. The Indians lead the match 2-1. That third set was pretty emotional, Steve, there at the end. Let's see if the Indians can keep their emotions in check and win this fourth set. Moskina sends it deep, picked up by the Blackhawks. Outside set, picked up by Herpy. And Tassone sends it deep. Herpy has it. Moskina, Tassone, and Tassone gets the
Good
kill.
solid hit. It's one thing you're noticing about Bethel Park. Every time they're hitting the ball to where the setter plays defense. So they're putting the setter as the number one player for defense, and it's taking Peters Township out of being able to run their offense.
And that's into the block of Moskina and down. At least she got her hands on it.
She definitely did.
This is the fourth set. It's still a set to 25, win by 2. Indians lead 2-1. Moskina, Valentic, a little bit of missed timing there.
Yeah, just a little bit off.
Deep serve. Yates, perfect pass to Moskina. This time
There it
Valentic
is.
gets the kill, hits over the block.
That's the way it's supposed to be run.
Moskina serving. Willott steps into the front row to hit.
Oh, they're cleaning up more sweat over there. It's amazing. I mean, you wouldn't think how slippery a little bit of water on the gym floor can be, but you can strain muscles, pulled groin muscles, sprained ankles, all from just a quarter-size amount of water.
Yeah, even with today's technology and shoes, that floor is like there's a glaze on it or a clear finish on it, and you're slipping and falling all over the place with any type of moisture on the floor. Big kill hitting out of the back row of Bethel Park. They lead by 1 here in set number 4. And there's a service error on the setter for Bethel Park. I think that's the first one we've seen tonight by her.
Yeah, there haven't been too many missed serves all the way through on either team.
The zone serving. And this time, Valentic dominating at the net.
She was not fooled there. She could see that they were out of system and they were going to have to push up ball for a 10-foot attack. She didn't even pay any attention to the middle blocker.
Valentic, only a junior here at Peters, one more year in high school. And that time, she grabbed that ball and threw it back down onto the Blackhawk side, Steve.
Yeah, she's just been dominant tonight. I think this is the best game all season for her.
Tassone continues to serve. Nice pass by Blackhawks, back row. And
Another
Valentic,
one.
that's the third block in a row for her.
Yeah, she's just lighting it up.
I think Bethel Park better figure out something different to do here.
In bowling, they call that a turkey.
That's a turkey. We'll call that a turkey. And that's an illegal
Wow.
block by Bethel Park. No call made on their setter, number 8. Indians. And we're back, folks, after a little bit of technical difficulties there. Score is 12-6. Indians lead set number 4 against the Bethel Park Blackhawks. Jakovic puts it down onto the head of the setter for Bethel Park. Outside set. Picked up by Bethel Park. Back row set, free ball coming over. Herpy. Crookshank. Jakovic off the top of the block, picked up by Bethel Park. Outside set, around the block, picked up by Cassone. Cassone sends it over deep on three. Middle set, into the block, and around the block down for the kill.
They really reached for that ball. I thought for sure she was going to hit it out of bounds for as far back behind her head as it was.
Indians lead by 5, set number 4. We're almost halfway through set number 4. Indians won the first 2 sets. They lost the third set. If they win this 4th set, that'll be it for the match. Crookshank having a little bit of trouble there. Looks like the other girls caught it out.
Yeah, that was the communication came a little bit late, and she had to Homer Simpson it a little bit. Oh!
Indians lead by 4, set number 4. Crookshank has it this time. Perfect pass to Herpy. Back set. And Blonde, again, turning her wrist down the line, gets the kill.
Yeah, she just snapped that wrist and drove it right down the line, and nobody was there.
Indians lead back up to 5. Blonde serving. Jump float down the middle. Blackhawks having a little bit of trouble with it. Free ball coming over. That's to Blonde. Herpy to Keene. Keene gets that kill.
Keene just came out of nowhere.
While you have a moment here, make sure you check out ptct7.com for all the broadcast times, for all the fall sports that we record here in Peters Township. Also check out the Peters Township High School website. Click on the athletics link, and there you can see all the schedule for the boys and girls sports in the fall season 2018. Also make sure you check out the YouTube site for ptct7.com, where all the girls' home games will be stored for your viewing pleasure. Again, Indians lead by 6, set number 4. Herpy to Blonde, picked up by Bethel Park, outside set. And right around the block. No, that ball is up.
What an up!
Free ball coming over by Crookshank. Played by Bethel Park. Free ball coming over to the Indian side. That's to Jakovic, to Herpy, to Keene, who sails it deep and out of bounds.
So close. Bethel Park coach is telling the girls they need to keep playing until the whistle blows. She is right.
That's right. Play till the whistle blows, just like any sport. Cassone off the top of the block, picked up by Bethel Park. Outside set. Off the block and out of bounds, off of Jakovic's hands. Indians lead by 4, and that ball's served out of bounds. Indians lead by 5. That's right. Yates back to serve. Looks like a little injury.
Medical timeout
on Blonde there.
Looks like a stove finger. That's pretty standard in volleyball to get stove fingers.
It looks like they're looking for blood on the uniform there. If there is any blood on the uniform, they'd have to clean it off before play continued. Fortunately, Blonde stays in the game. Outside set again, off the block of Jakovic, and double contact on Valentic.
So close.
Indians lead by 4. We're now halfway through set number 4. Let's see if they can get it right back. Blonde, perfect pass, sent over by Herpy on 2. And that hit is around the block and out of bounds. Indians lead by 5.
Willott's coming back into the game along with Plaskina. Plaskina will be setting.
16-11, our score, set number 4. Plaskina serving. Jump float by Plaskina. Picked up by Bethel Park around the block. Picked up by Yates. Plaskina, Cassone, into the block and back down onto the Indian side.
There's a good block by Bethel Park.
Deep serve right off the hands of Yates and out of bounds. That's an ace for Bethel Park. The Indians still lead by 3. This time Yates has it. Pluskina. And big kill by Valentic.
That was an excellent kill. You got to give credit to Bethel Park, too, though. They did not quit on that ball.
Looks like we have a great, strong front row right now, Steve, with Valentic hitting out of the middle, Blonde hitting out of the left side, and
Willott
hitting out of the right side.
Yeah.
To Blonde, rolls it into the block, and that's a net violation called on Bethel Park.
Number 3, their middle. Yeah, this is set up really, really well. We're moving into a really strong front row right at the end of the game.
Indians lead by 5, set number 4, 18-13. Tassone continues to serve. Middle set to Yates. Pluskina back to Tassone, who rolls it deep. Outside set. Block by Willott and Valentic. Timeout called by Bethel Park here in set number 4. Indians lead 19-13. We'll be right back. And we're back from the first timeout call by Bethel Park. Indians continues to serve. Back set around the block, picked up by Tassone. To Pluskina, to Blonde, picked up by Bethel Park. Outside set around the block. Somebody's all over the net. And it's the Indians on the net. It looked like a fish was caught in the net, Steve.
You said, holy mackerel, who's in the net?
A little bit of moisture on the floor there. Even if there wasn't, that's a good delay of game by Tassone.
It is just a slow
Smart
things
move.
that not Bethel Park will do the same thing.
Well, that's what we were calling
Everybody
icing
wants-
the server here.
Everybody wants to slow it down.
I mean, you figure the server's been back there for about a minute already thinking about what she's going to do. That causes a little bit of stress.
Get a case of the yips.
Let's see if she can focus here and get her serve in. Indians lead by 5, set number 4. Perfect pass by Yates, Pluskina, Blonde, and that's 4 contacts made on the Indians. That hit never cleared the net. Off the tape, back down onto the Indian side.
See, that darn net just went up 2 inches and caught that ball.
And that's an ace by Bethel Park. Just scratches that back end line.
Cannot have that happen right now.
Indians lead by 3, set number 4. Bethel Park has 0 timeouts left. The Indians have both of theirs. Short serve, Tassone, nice pass, Pluskina, and that's sent over by Valentic. Outside set, into the block and out of bounds.
Just didn't turn the hands.
Bethel Park chipping away at the Indians' lead.
Yeah, at one point, Peters Township had a 5-point lead. Now they're down to 2.
That's deep. Perfect pass, Pluskina, and that's sent over by Pluskina. It's a back row attack on Pluskina. Now the Indians' lead is down to only 1, set number 4. They lead 19-18. The Indians need to stop this momentum. Yates, Pluskina, Willott tries to get across court. Free ball coming over. Pluskina to Yates. Back to Pluskina. Rolls it deep, picked up by Bethel Park. Outside set. And that's off the hands of Blonde and out of bounds. Our score is tied at 19 apiece. And there's a timeout called by head coach Ashley Green for the Indians. We'll be right back. And we're back from the first timeout called by the Indians here in set number 4. All tied up 19 apiece. Yates, Pluskina, Valentic gets the kill. Indians lead by 1.
That's just what they needed. Need to get the serve, crank out a couple of points here. and close it out.
Indians the first 1-20, Steve. Let's see if they can continue to retain that lead and win this fourth set. A little bit of delay game there on the Blackhawks side. Smart volleyball move there. Trying to ice Crookshank, who's serving for the Indians. We'll have a moment here. Special thanks to Lindsay and Abby for providing expert audio and video technology this evening. That's an overpass to Blonde. And Blonde sails it deep on the overpass.
What do you do now? It's 20-20.
We'll see
Based
who
on the
has more
20 rule.
stamina. We'll see who that has more stamina and shows more courage here. Back set, and that's a kill by
Willot.
Willot. 21-20. Indians get the lead back. Let's see if Herpy can get an ace here. Right down the line, overpass. And Keene hits it into the net. That's the second hitting error on an overpass by the Indians.
She was so excited. She was licking her chops. She was ready to make that massive kill.
I think that's one of the things that the Indians are going to practice tomorrow is the overpasses and getting the kill off those overpasses.
Oh, yeah.
21 apiece here in set number 4. We're getting our money's worth this evening. Jump float. Crookshank shanks it out of bounds for the ace. And now the Indians are down by 1, set number 4. 22-21. Blonde, perfect pass to Herpy. Back to Blonde. Blonde goes around the block again, turning it down the line.
Big kill.
22-22. Set number 4. I don't know if it can get more exciting than this. Blonde with the short serve. Bethel Park. Free ball coming over. That's to Jakovic.
Net violation on number 10.
On Bethel Park. Didn't even see that one.
I thought he said number 10. It must have been 14.
Indians lead by 1. 23-22. Picked up by Tablon. Tassone picked up by Bethel Park. Off the block. And Crookshank dives into the referee stand, tries to make the save. Great effort by the Indians.
Everybody's giving 100%. Both teams want to win this set. Peters Township wins this set. Everybody goes home.
And you and I can have some dinner.
That's right.
23 apiece. Crookshank, perfect pass. Herpy to Jakovic. And Jakovic
That's a big
gets
kill.
the kill. Yates steps in to serve. Valentic into the front row. 24-23. Indians looking at set point here in set number 4 and match point if they're able to get this 25th point.
With Jill Yates in the back, she's known for serving a lot of aces. Maybe we'll get one tonight.
Right down the middle, trouble on Bethel Park side. Free ball coming over. Let's see if the Indians can run a play with it. You know where it's going, folks. Right to the middle to Valentic.
Oh!
Picked up by Bethel Park. Outside set. Into the block. Picked up by Bethel Park again. Free ball coming over. That's to Herpy. To Yates. And Valentic sends it over on 3. No idea what that call was. Steve, I've never seen that before.
He called a lift on a ball that bounced off of a forearm.
That's a terrible call. Again, we've had some poor calls this evening. And Jakovic gets it
She's
right
just
back.
picking it up.
She's not even worried about what the referee's calling. She's just pounding the ball all over the place.
No, that's the key. I mean, you let the refs ref and the players play. You can't control what the refs are going to do. You can only control what you can do. And Jakovic did that. I mean, she said, I'm just going to make the kill.
This could be it, folks. Pluskine, a deep serve, picked up by Bethel Park. Outside set, off the block and down for the kill. 25 apiece We are deep into overtime now. Yates, perfect pass. Poskina, Valentic, picked up nicely by Bethel Park. Outside set, around the block, picked up by Tassone. Poskina sends it over on 2. Let's roll across court. Yates, perfect pass. Poskina to Tassone. Tassone rolls across court, picked up by Bethel Park. Into the net. Point for the Indians.
This is the
26-25.
This is the
Tassone's
third
serving.
set point for them.
Right down the middle. Trouble on Bethel Park side.
That's it.
And there it is.
That's it. The party is over.
In this set, 27-25. They win the match 3-1 over 4th-ranked Bethel Park here at home. Steve, what are your final comments for the match?
That was an unbelievable match. It was great to watch the girls play tonight. They came together as a team. The passing was excellent. They were running an effective offense, and it was strong enough for them to beat the number 4 ranked Whippeal team, Bethel Park, tonight.
The Indians look like a very different team this evening here at home compared to their last home matches. They look like they gelled. They were talking. They were passing perfectly, running the quicks in the middle, running shoots to the outside. Everybody contributing to tonight's win here at home. Again, the Indians win this 4th set 27-25. They win the match 3-1 against a 4th-ranked Bethel Park. Huge win at home. Again, special thanks to Nolan Taylor for singing the national anthem here before the match. Also thanks to Lindsay and Abby for providing video and audio expertise for us this evening. And so from Peters Township High School Gymnasium in beautiful McMurray, Pennsylvania, the gym is officially closed.